Hello everyone, and welcome back to Over Yandere. So, this month is the month I had set aside for testing the game and fixing anything that came up. And a few things did come up when I just sat down and played through the game like a player would. So, the first thing I realized is the free roam scene takes about 6 to 8 seconds to load. That's a little too long. So, I dug into that, and I found out that the tile set is causing a lot of the loading issues. All the objects and NPCs, those load incredibly quickly, but the tile set takes much more of the time. So I'm working on breaking the tile set up into pieces and loading them one at a time to try and speed things up. I don't have all the pieces set up yet, but I have about half or a little under half of the free roam, and the loading time is at about 2 seconds. So I feel pretty good about being able to get that loading time down and make that transition to that other part of the game a lot less of a chore. So that was the first big thing I found, and the second one is something that I actually thought of a few weeks ago, and that is that the game has a way for you to get rid of Ella and Reginald on the 4th day, and there's a 5th school day where they have lines in the dialogue. That would be pretty weird if you were to kill someone and then see them at school the next day. So that was a little bit of a bug, and I've now gone through and fixed it. The fix wasn't very hard. I have variables and things already set up for this, so it really wasn't too bad. But it was something that I had to go through and set up. So now that's all handled, and there's quite a few other things that I've discovered and that I want to tweak and change, so that will definitely keep me occupied for the rest of this month, alongside finishing up the optimization of the free roam by breaking it into pieces. But yeah, those are the big things from this week, is sitting down and playing through the game instead of just, okay, this little thing works in isolation, that little thing works in isolation. Sitting down and playing through it and seeing the things that you don't really see in the code. Oh, this loading time is too long. There should be a transition menu here, or this seems a bit awkward. And so now that I'm playing through the game as part of testing, I'm seeing those things. So I'm now working to fix those, and things are going well. I've also modified the dialogue a little bit. There were some lines that didn't have an emotion on them that I've now added. So there were a few of Ella's dialogue lines that seemed a little enthusiastic in the school day dialogues, so I've now added the happy emotion to that. I've fixed a few other little things that will just help the game and the dialogues flow a bit better. So I feel that these little fix-ups and a lot of these things are really going to help just tie the game together and tie up any loose ends. The one other thing that I have on my list of things to fix up is everything in the game has to be set to the volume. So every sound maker has to be set to the same volume that the user set in the settings. Currently, there's one sound, the running track sounds, for when you make your target time and when you don't. That is currently not set up to use the level in the settings, and so next week maybe I'll get to setting that, so that way if you want to sound off, you're not still going to hear that. So that's what I've been working on this week. I've been working away at optimizing the free roam and fixing up a few other things here and there, and it's really interesting to dive into these optimization issues and find out about these many different ways of doing things, and just going back and having the confidence to say, okay, I've now fixed this, I've closed this off, I know that this is a problem that people are not going to find, they're not going to have, and that the game is just overall better and it's getting smoother and more complete. So that's what I've been up to this week. I'll be hoping to finish up the free roam optimization next week, and I'll have a few more things for you next week. Thank you for watching. I'm Ian Cole.
Thank you.